All right. I give up. I give up on sleeping. It was worth a shot. I tried to take a nap. We've got the shift and divine justice on the bottom. But you know, I got in bed and I like nodded off and I got a notification from another guy that I was talking to. And he's also not helping me out with the conversations. And like, I'm not really like enjoying this. You know what I mean? Divine masculine. I'm not, and this is really difficult to shuffle right now. There is not a whole lot of cooperation going on with these boys. And all I can do is like ask questions, you know what I mean? But like, unless they're going to engage, like you can look at my profile 15 times in 30 minutes if you want to. But if you don't want to do more than like a 3-word response, what am I supposed to do with that? I can't just have the whole conversation alone. And I'm certainly not getting into mental prison about it. So, like, honestly, if they're not going to cooperate with me conversationally because, like, I split back to it, I might... I'm not going to sit here thinking I'm self-conscious about, like, my conversations because, low-key, I feel like the right person is going to flow. Even the right person for right now, I will be able to conversationally flow with. And like, if I cannot conversationally flow with you, it doesn't matter how cute you are. Because like, at the end of the day, if it's just physical, I don't need words. Bamboo Grove. Let's be real. I was talking to my sister about this the other night while we were on the way to trivia. I realized at some point, like, during this Grindr experience that like I didn't have to use words before because I met all of my people organically. They were just people that showed up in my life. I didn't have to meet them and talk to them online first. So like, I don't know, I must have just hypnotized them or something. I don't know. But like, I never had to worry about it. The chemistry was just there and I didn't have to hold a conversation because that's not like one of the things in my toolbox. And like after intimacy, conversation was easy. But I didn't have to work so hard, man. This is hard. This is fucking hard. And like, I'm running out of icebreakers in general. Like, if I ask one more guy, like, oh, what's your favorite color? Like, I'm gonna throw up. You know? I'm gonna fucking throw up. Oh. And, like, you'd think that if they're going to be so... They say they're extroverted too, all of them. They say that they're another King of Cups. They say that they're fucking extroverts and that they're like social butterflies and this and that. But then like I get 3-word responses and then they stalk my profile. And the thing is though, they still respond. It's not polite responses. They want to talk. They want to be engaged in conversation. They just want me to do all the work. I really think they're expecting me to be like running down the hall chasing their asses. And that's not gonna happen. I'm having a conversation here. I'm asking questions. 8 of Wands, I'm asking questions. Like, I'm saying like, what do you want? What do you do for work? Like, what are your hobbies? You know, what's your favorite fucking color? Well, I like psychology. What do you like? You know what I mean? Like, I'm digging deep enough. They're just not giving me anything to work with. So it doesn't feel like a me problem anymore. Divine fucking union. You'd think that if somebody wants to have a conversation with you, they would volunteer some information, at least enough to keep it going. Is this self-sabotage? Hummingbird and the twin hollies. I'm like extra on the lookout for self-sabotaging behaviors right now. Because when I get like a little frustrated, that kind of happens sometimes. But I'm being patient. I'm still open to them, you know, like I'm not I'm not like, oh, you can't carry a conversation either. We're fucked. You know, I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep on trying. I'm not going to beat my head against the wall. But, like, I'm certainly not falling into chasing behavior. That is not going to happen. If they can't take turns with conversation, then they can't take turns with their interest, with the amount of work put in. If it doesn't go back and forth, if it's not going back and forth, then it is unequal and it will not work. And I am not going to compensate for them not pulling their weight in it. If they want to let it fall off, they can. But they're not letting it fall off. That's what's confusing. Seven of Wands and the World. Opening up. Cracking the shell. I am being totally vulnerable here. Mostly. You know, if it gets there, I'm vulnerable. But I'm not being met with that same attitude. No more Kings of Cups. Unless they can reciprocate properly. If they can reciprocate properly, then that's fine. But the guy that I've known forever, not giving equally in the conversation department, King of Cups. The next guy didn't give 50-50 at first, and then started to, and then disappeared. Not 50-50. King of Cups. The original King of Cups, same thing. Gave 50-50 at first, and then didn't. Only the first time I had to spend a lot of extra time thinking about it. None of these times I have to. All the rest of them, I'm just like, okay. This guy, this latest one that is not cooperating conversationally either, is actually a King of Pentacles, which we have not been reading for. We've been reading for a King of Swords and a King of Cups. This King of Pentacles was unexpected. And he's an earth sign too. And he likes dogs. But he's uncooperative. King of Wands. There's been a lot about King of Wands in there too. Queen of Wands on the bottom, and then Temperance with the Nine of Cups. That's interesting. But you know, I'm no longer checking to see if I'm blocked. And there was a good amount of information saying that the King of Wands may have transitioned into King of Swords energy. The King of Swords, I'm not entirely convinced that it's a different person. I think the King of Swords I've been reading about, like, there's potential that could be the twin flame, but I just split to the karmic before I pulled the Ace of Swords. And I split to the karmic again. He may still be in karmic energy. I don't know. But what I do know is and honestly, I'm not going to try extra hard to keep anybody else in the conversation. King of Pentacles. I think we've drawn every king. The Sun. The Ripple. Let's see how this plays out. King of Pentacles is at least something different. And he does look eerily similar to the first crush I ever had. But like if he was all grown up, you know what I mean? It's really weird.